Sorry, I thought I was paying attention, then I got distracted by the cats. They're both over here. I got Rita, which is a great big orange one, and Foster, who is the black one. And Foster has all four of his feet, like, together. It's just weird. Cats being cats. So, and Rita's sitting in the sunbeam. All right. We are almost finished with January. So, it is January 30th. Our title is Make Your Life Successful. And our author is Clara M. Wright. And this is Prayer in Action from 1973. And it's from Science of Mind Publishing. Okay. Make your life successful. When Jesus spoke to the multitudes, he told them that when they prayed, they should believe that their prayers were answered. This represents the reality that if you can turn away from the effect of failure and initiate a new idea of success, a change for the better will take place in your life, because there is a law of life that operates on your beliefs as you believe them, not as you hope them to be, but what you actually believe them to be. You can experience more successful living, better living, because you have been endowed with a creative mind, and you have been given the privilege of free choice. Regardless of financial problems, health problems, social problems, or environmental problems, you can choose to do something to help yourself find success. Your thought of success, backed by faith and conviction, is the start of your experience. Remember, whatever is planted firmly in your mind in absolute belief is acted upon by the law of mind and has to come forth in your world of experience. Since there is only one law of mind in action and it reacts to you at the level of perception, declare only thoughts of success in your life now. All right, we've been doing back to the basics in the Sunday services. Well, I say we. Reverend Jesse has been doing back to the basics in the Sunday services. And why that's important, and Science of Mind as a whole, every January, that's what we do. We go back to the basics. So he kind of touched on the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes. And he was covering that on Sunday. And one of the things he said is every prayer answered. And his answer is, if you're not too picky about the outcome, yes. Okay? And that's the interesting thing. If you're not too picky about the outcome. When we get really picky about the outcome, then we limit spirit and we're less likely, like, spirit's going to try and answer it, but there are certain things, like, you can't say, I want a certain job, I want a certain person, I want a certain, because they may not be available. You know, like, it's this VIN number on this car or nothing. Well, you know, what if that car's not available? What if the owner of that car is not ready to let go? You can't compel, which is one of the rules. And so it was interesting that he said that. If you're not too picky about the answer, every answer will, or every prayer will be answered. And our author today, Clara, I think, Wright, just said the same thing. It's like, look, it's done unto you as you believe, not as you hope. Jesus said the same thing. Let it be as you believe. It's done unto you as you believe. So what is it that you believe? And that's a really good question to answer. It's one of those things, because he also talked about trigger words. And, like, I have no problem with the word God. I use it all the time. It's just a convenient word for me. And I don't have any background with it. So, but, you know, if you do, then pick another word. But if you are afraid of God, then it's like, you got to go back and look at, like, if you think God is a vengeful, wrathful, you know, you got to go back and look at what you've been taught about God and what you believe about God. Like, if you're scared to approach the source of your own being, it's like, you don't have to go to the source of your own being on hands and knees. That's not, and as Jesse said, that's not the kind of God I was taught to believe in. And we all get to choose It's like we get to choose what kind of God we believe in. God is God. Our belief does not change God. All our belief in about God does is change how we interact with God. And see, that's one of the things you got to remember. It's like, it doesn't matter what we say or think or believe about God. It doesn't change God. God is spirit, the divine, it is what it is. What we believe or say about it doesn't change God, but it does change how we interact with God. And it does change if we're willing to ask for things. Like, if you believe in a wrathful, vengeful God, then why are you going to go to God and ask for success? It's like, if you're expecting to be punished for asking for, why would you go? Okay? So, maybe you need to look at what you believe. And that's pretty much the core of science of mind. Science of mind is like, look, we're not going to teach you what to believe. That's between you and the source of your own being. We are going to teach you how to believe, because what you believe is what you get. So if what you are getting is not what you want, then it's a really good idea to go back and take a really good look at what you believe. And it may take some soul searching. It may take going back to your early child. What were you told? There are some things that I was told as a small child that I looked at the face of them and went, that's ridiculous. And didn't, I never bought into it. But there were other things that I was told as a small child that I went, oh, okay. Even though they weren't true. I'm just like, so like, then I became a grown adult and I started doing work. And I went back and I looked at some of the things that I was told as a child that I bought into. And I went, I think it's high time I let that go, because it was never true. It was never true. And so, and that's one of the reasons why I get so bent out of shape when we talk about prosperity, because people get this idea that prosperity is about money. It is, but that's not all it's about. It's about the richness of your relationship with yourself, the richness of the relationship with the divine, the richness of your relationship with your fellow godlings. It's so much more than money. And when we limit it to just money, and then we wonder why we're desperately unhappy, because we have limited spirit. And actually, we haven't limited spirit. We're not capable of limiting spirit. What we've done is limit spirit's expression in our life. We have limited how much of spirit we are willing to express. It's like we've said this much and no more. And spirit's like, okay. Spirit doesn't judge. Spirit doesn't look at us and go, wouldn't you like a little bit more? Spirit's like, I have all of this and all of this is yours. What do you want? And then we go, well, I'll just take this little piece over here. And that's it. It's not enough, but it's all I'm worth. Right? And then you get into worthiness. And spirit's not like that. Spirit doesn't have anything to do with worthiness. But our expression of spirit does have a whole lot about what we believe. So, and she had that line in there. Hang on, let me go back and get that line, because it was a really good one. She had a really good one. Let's see. This represents the reality that if you turn away from the effect of failure and initiate a new idea of success, a change for the better will take place in your life. Because there is a law that operates on your beliefs as you believe them, not as you hope them to be. You can experience more successful living, better living, because you have been endowed with a creative mind. So you turn away from the effects of failure. And one of the things that I did that helped me immensely, because there's a phrase out there that a master has failed more times than an apprentice has ever tried, right? Well, what I did was I took up the definition of you haven't truly failed until you stop trying. Okay? And it doesn't mean that I'm going to keep trying the same thing. It means that if I try this one thing and it doesn't work out the way I expected to do, have I learned something? Well, absolutely, because it didn't work. It's like, well, I've learned that didn't work. So do I want to try again and do do a little differently, or do I want to go try something else? So the only failure, the only thing that I believe truly is failure is to quit trying. Or to quit doing. I'm not, I did grow up with Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. That's not the way he sounds, but So when I changed my definition of failure, then I stopped failing. Okay? Did I always succeed? No, but I learned something, which in my book is really, and like I said, in my book is the most important thing. I like to learn things, and I can learn just as much from failing as I can from succeeding, okay? But I changed my definitions. I changed my definitions of success and failure. And so if it doesn't go the way I expect, that's okay. If I don't get the result that I want, it's okay, as long as I have learned something and then I choose to do something else. Do I choose to try again to do whatever it was? Maybe. I mean, there are a number of times that I've tried multiple times to do the same thing and just, tweaked it a little bit to see, okay, does this work better? Does this work better? The beauty of science of mind is you get to experiment with it. Okay? You get to experiment with it. And so I changed my definition of failure. And because I changed my definition of failure, I believe that my life is a lot more successful. Now, if other people look at my life, would they judge me successful? I have no idea. Nor do I care. And that, my loves, is freedom. That is freedom. Okay? I care about people. I care about people's feelings. I don't care what people think about me. It's none of my business. Okay? So that's, and really honestly, that's kind of one of those secrets. Once you get to a point where you realize you don't care what other people think, you are way more free than you have ever been before. So go back and look at what it is that you believe. And as she said, turn away from the effects of failure. Okay? I changed my definition, but still, when things go sideways, I turn away from them. And I go, okay, this is what worked. This is what didn't. This is what I'm going to continue to pursue. And this, I'm going to let go. You want to live more successfully. There are a whole lot of things in your life that you probably need to redefine. There are a whole lot of things in your life that you want to look at. What are your baseline beliefs? What are your baseline beliefs? Like I said, I changed my definition of failure. I also changed my definition of prosperity and success. I have been successful if I have learned something. And I have never failed to learn something. There you go. And it's not semantics. It sounds like semantics, but it's not. Because I'm happy. More often than not. And that is my definition of success. All right, beloveds. So that is what is happening here today. So she's got a good idea. Turn away from the effects of failure for the mission today. But I'm going to kind of give you a side mission. So what was it that she said? turn away from the effects of failure and initiate a new idea of success. So that's the mission today, should we choose to accept it. And when I say side mission, it's kind of included in that. Initiate a new idea of success. Redefine your terms. Go back and look at your baseline beliefs about failure, about success, about happiness, about freedom. And maybe there's some definitions that you can change and see how that makes you feel. Because in the end, that's what it's about. Remember that thought wrapped in feeling, pushed down into the subconscious, is where your beliefs come from. And if it doesn't feel good, change it. I say it like it's easy, and I understand that it's not. But here's the amazing thing. You have an entire community that wants to help. The Science of Mind community, that's what we're here for. And Creative Life Spiritual Center, that we are a community that that's what we want. We want to support that. We want to support you in learning what success means to you. So, and freedom means to you, and prosperity means to you, and spiritual life means to you. You know, what it is. And even what God means to you, the source of your own being. So, we are a community that supports each other. And that's the point of community. Whatever you hear, I want to remind you that we are social creatures. We are not meant to be on our own. We are meant to be in community. That is where we really take off and thrive as people, in community. So, welcome to our community. All right. Okay. So you have your mission. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is it is the spiritual practice of self-care. To do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all the things. So in the end, my goal is for everything you do for yourself and others to be loving, kind, and compassionate. That's why I say it every day. That's why I give you my jumping off points. And why occasionally I throw other ones in there when something catches my attention. I'm like, oh, no, that's a really good one. What is the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing that you can do for yourself? Take a deep breath before you speak. To yourself or others. To think about what's about to come flying out of your mouth. Because it is so much easier to not say it than to have to make amends. The most loving, kind, and compassionate thing you can do is take that deep breath. Okay? And respond rather than react. It takes but a moment. You've got my 3. Take a walk, take a nap, take a break. Take a walk. I literally do mean go take a walk. You know, go get your body moving, get the blood moving, get the oxygen moving. Go get out in the sunshine. But sometimes I mean to walk away from something. And sometimes I mean to walk towards something new. You know, when I say take a nap, I do literally mean take a nap. I don't believe any of us get enough rest. I know I don't. That's on me. That's on me. And my body has taken to enforcing that by, if I've had enough, I'll just drop off. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll wake up like an hour later going, wait, what? So, but it's the human equivalent of turning yourself off and turning yourself on again. Sometimes we just need a reset. Yeah. Vacations do that too. So, when I say nap, don't take it just as a nap. Sometimes I mean take a vacation. Take a day off. We all need mental health days. And then take a break. Okay. That can also stand in for a vacation. But what I mean when I say take a break, sometimes we get so focused on something that we get bogged down. It's like sometimes we need to go do something else and let whatever this is rest. And then we can come back to it with a fresh perspective. Take a break. That's exactly what it means. Go get a fresh perspective. Take a break. Go talk to somebody else about whatever it is that's going on. That's what practitioners are for. And all ministers are practitioners first. So, there's that. All right. So, I also like to remind you to eat dessert first. At first, I really meant that. And occasionally I do. I do eat dessert first. Because I believe chocolate's the first step to fixing anything. But it means don't save the good stuff. None of us know how long we're going to be here. None of us know, So we should treat our life like a special occasion, because it is. And when I say don't save the good stuff, I mean wear the fancy clothes. Use the fancy dishware. Don't wait for a special occasion. Go ahead and make the occasion special. Take an ordinary Tuesday and make it extraordinary. All right. And then the last one is, I'm not going to get away from self-care without talking about joy. Joy is a quality of God. Joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. So please make room for joy. If you live with fur babies, joy is pretty easy because they are the definition of joy. He's upside down and his tongue is sticking out. It's pretty cool. That's joy for me. And there are lots of other kinds of joy. So just make room for it in your life. Hope is important, even though she said, when it comes to belief, hope is not important for belief. You got to believe, but hope is important. And joy is the seed of hope. So make room for it. Okay. The rest of the suggestions are basic self-care. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. I didn't bring my water with me today, but I haven't finished it yet. So I'll go finish that momentarily. Your body works better, your skin looks better, and your brain works better when you are well hydrated. Drink plenty of water. It's important all year, especially at the height of the winter, because heat's running all the time and it dehydrates you. So drink plenty of water. All right. I know it's a big thing in the summer, especially where I live, because we sweat all the time, but it's super important in the winter too. Same reason you're getting dehydrated, but not because you're sweating. All right. Early in your day, bright lights. It's supposed to be partly cloudy today, but there was sunshine this morning and it was good. It was good. I enjoy, that. I enjoy the feeling of sun on my skin early in the morning. In the middle of the day, no. I don't want the sun touching my skin. But between 7 and 9, it feels good, especially when the weather's colder, like it is now. I say that it's in the 50s. The sun feels good. And between 7 and 9 in the morning, science says it's the best time to get your vitamin D. And it only takes 5 to 10 minutes to help reset those circadian rhythms. If that is out of your schedule, then that's okay. Artificial light will work too. Just 5 to 10 minutes of bright light. And if the light in your house is not enough, Google sun lamp or seasonal affect disorder light. It should be inexpensive. Don't spend a lot of money on it. Okay. All right. Where was I? I'm at my Ernest Holmes quote. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. What does it mean? Okay. That quote means 2 things to me. 1, it's all God. It's all God. We are all made from the same stuff. It's all God. Okay? We are made by God, of God, for God. We are made by Spirit, of Spirit, for Spirit. We are made of the divine, by the divine, for the divine. However many ways can I say that? But it also means that heaven isn't a place. Okay? It, as Ernest says, it's not a locality. It's not somewhere we have to get to. It is a consciousness. It is it's a mindset. It is a state. That's the word I'm trying to use. State of consciousness. And once we realize that, all bets are off. All bets are off. Because it means that any place can become heaven. Why wouldn't you want that? I saw a quote from Milton recently about the power of the mind and how the mind can make heaven into hell and hell into heaven. It's a mindset. And you can take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice, look for the good and praise it. That is a great way to start. If you need to change your mind, especially if you're doing, if you want your life to be successful, keep a gratitude journal. Every day, either if you're struggling to get going or struggling to go to sleep at night, name 3 things that you're grateful for, and they can't be the same 3 things during the week. If you want to start over, I get that. But every day, name 3 things that you're grateful for. Write them down, and they can't be the same thing. By the end of the week, you have 21 things that you're grateful for? You got 21 goods in your life. It works. Trust me. I've done it myself, and I've seen it work for other people. Try it. Okay. And 3 things. Not that big of a deal. And if 3 things is too much, start with 1. Start with 1. All right. I am at the social media part. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I thoroughly encourage you to check out the social medias. I do have a current project running, so I am posting things to all 3 social medias each day, because Jesse's last talk, the way he parceled it out, I'm like, well, so each day I'm snatching a piece out and posting it to all 3 social medias, because the way he packaged it, oh my gosh. So, and we might use it as an ongoing feature. So if there's a question you have for Jesse or anybody else, if you got a question for Danielle or David or me, touch base with us. You can email us, info@creativelife.org. You can DM us on the social medias, message us, and we'll keep an eye out for if you have a question, and we'll get them answered. We'll get them answered. All right. It's just, and hopefully they'll be short enough that I can post them on all of the social medias. So, all right. And I just gave you the email. You want to know what's going on with the center? Email info@creativelife.org. So it's a constant contact. You get 1 a week because it's a real person doing it. And he doesn't have time for more than that. And the hot links are hot. It says click here now. It'll take you right to the information you want or the person that can help you get it. Okay. I am now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a successful day, a redefined failure day, a turn away from the effects day, a initiate a new venture day, a sunny day, a check things out day, a get to know yourself day, an uproot your beliefs day, a meet with the source of your own being day, a good day, maybe a silly day because I usually have those, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right, beloveds? Explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of everything everybody has ever told you about yourself and get to know who spirit knows you to be, who the divine knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. The person that the divine knows you to be is good. It's all the divine sees. And that is a good place to start. All right, beloveds. Whew. Yep. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And we will wrap January up fantastic. All right, beloveds. See you next time.